The Charlotte 49ers just had their worst season in the last 8 years. As a matter of fact, this team has really only had one winning season since entering the FBS 13 years ago. So here in College Football 26, I'm going to be taking the reins from their coach and try to help turn this program into national champions. But of course, it will not be easy because I will be playing on the hardest difficulty while also limiting myself to just 4 games that I can actually hop into each season. I will also not be allowed to recruit any players coming out of high school, which could be a disaster if I can't fill spots through the transfer portal. I will be playing on Matt 10's Heisman sliders. I absolutely love playing on them, and I feel like they really help get good results out of games. I do have a set of 5 goals for this video, and if I can complete at least 3 of them, I would consider this rebuild a success. Number 1 is going to be the most important, and that is to win a national championship, followed by number 2, which is win a conference title, and then the third goal is to actually go undefeated, but I will say that will probably be the hardest to achieve. For number 4, I simply just want to try and sign the best transfer portal class. And finally, for number 5, I do not want to lose a single game to our rivals. I did force all the wins and losses that happened to Charlotte in real life, so they did lose to their rival Appalachian State, but I'm going to say it didn't count for my coach because we're technically starting in 2026. But because of that terrible season, our best players are wanting to leave right now. This actually might be terrible because every single running back is wanting to transfer out or is just graduating. We are losing 21 players just like the 49ers did in real life. I couldn't convince anyone to come back. I just realized we didn't lose our best player. Our 83 overall wide receiver with Star Dev is going to return, and I'm really glad because he has 91 speed with 93 accel. And also, he's an 83 overall right now. After upgrades, he could get drafted at the end of next season. So because I only have 450 hours, I'm not able to do what I wanted to do really. I'm putting 25 points on most of these players. Some are even getting just 10. There was only one player that actually received an offer and committed to that team. All of these players down here, there's 12 of them that did not commit to me, but they also didn't receive offers from the team they went to, or some didn't even go to a team at all. So here are the training results. We have some high overall 80s now. Jerion Dickey's up to an 85. This is interesting. So Grayson Loftus, he had impact dev. He went up 1 point. What sucks is they did not work on their accuracies a single time. Why does that happen? Why is my pocket passer upgrading his quickness first? Like, that's all he worked on. Ugh. So after simming to the preseason, I did notice that we did get some more players to commit to us, and one of them is Ty Hawkins. He is a pure runner with a lot of room to grow. He's already really fast, but 88 throw power. He's not the best throwing yet, but look at it. He only has 3 caps. Because I can only play in 4 games, it's become really hard to decide what games I want to hop into. I think I'm going to skip all out of conference games except for this rivalry against App State. I really hope we can get a surprise win over Duke, maybe even Ole Miss, but I doubt it. After that, I'll decide what conference games I'm going to hop into. So the simming went about as expected. We got our first win over our rivals App State. They were a 62 overall, so I didn't feel like it was necessary to hop into that game. But I do feel like it would be a good idea to hop into this one against Duke. They're ranked number 17, and I feel like getting a win over a ranked opponent would be a great way to start this rebuild. After looking at their roster, it should have been obvious that we weren't going to win this game. We are being blown out at home right now. And quarterback Ty Hawkins came in the game. He got a 37-yarder. That's why he's hot right there, but not much else going on in this game. I got 14 points in the second quarter, but in the simming, it was a blowout. I couldn't really jump in and save them because so many wonky things happened. I might show a little clip of it. It was like a penalty that was on third down for us, but it was on their defense, but they got the ball on our 5. I don't know what happened, but they got a touchdown, and then we had to punt, and they got another touchdown. It was pretty much over after that. So unfortunately, Duke hands us our third loss. We are 1-3 going into this game against UTSA, but thankfully they're just a 64 overall, so I'm pretty comfortable simming that one. We did win, but we also did lose our best defensive tackle in Jordan Thomas. He's going to miss the next 3 games. After blowing out UTSA, we go into New Orleans against Tulane. They're ranked number 24 right now. They're 3-1. But I feel like this is another game we could probably sim, as well as Navy. They're 1-3. So we would go into the bye week with hopefully maybe we could squeak out a win here against a ranked opponent. It might be a good idea to play this game, but then I would only have 2 more on the season, and at 2-3, I don't know if that's a good idea. We got a National Player of the Week award against Tulane. After that embarrassing loss to Duke, we actually go on a 3-game winning streak. We barely won these last 2, but coming out of our bye week, we're going to face USF, who is a 55 overall and somehow is 4-3 just like us. And I just put too much faith in us because we just lost to a 55 overall team and now we are 4-4. We just need USF to lose a couple of more games, and if we can beat East Carolina here in this game, which I am going to hop into, I think we could get the tiebreaker over Tulane. Let's try not to get embarrassed like I did in our first game. That was just not a good showing, but I mean, they had 90 overall players, and we don't have hardly anyone over an 85. Ooh, I really like that purple. I might like to play East Carolina just to use their uniforms. Those look really nice. Plus, they're called the Pirates. East Carolina clearly needs some help from Luffy or something because they are currently down 10-0, and we are knocking on the door of getting another touchdown here. And we have a man that could get open. Jurion Dickey's in the end zone. On 3rd down, we get the touchdown anyway. Really good throw by Akili Smith Jr. 4th quarter is winding down here. They still have a big fat donut on the board, and it's going to stay that way because he's going to throw it right to the defense. Antonio Cotman Jr. picks him off. And that'll do it for the Pirates. Not able to get a single point. And how about that? I think that's a big difference from the first game. We got blown out, and then we pitched a shutout in game 2. And they had a pretty decent squad. They weren't like a 60 overall or nothing. They had the better quarterback than us, but he played worse for sure. And USF did get another loss, so that's very good for us. We might get another rematch against Tulane. We have to win out the rest of our games, though. In the last 2 weeks, we have only allowed 7 points, and we are now bowl eligible. With 2 more games left to go, I'll be hopping into both of them. We've already lost to a 50 overall team, so I can't expect us to just blow the Mean Green out. As you can see, you can never count out a team in this game. We're all tied up to start the 4th quarter, and we still can't get anything going on the ground. The Mean Green have started to use their timeouts as we are in the red zone at the 13-yard line. It is still 6-6 in this game. It has been an absolute slugfest here in the rain. We're going to keep this on the ground with Cobb. He's got 94 speed. He doesn't even get touched. 3rd down and 7 here. What is the 49ers going to do here? Looks like we're going to send some pressure here on a blitz. One-on-one coverage there on the left side, and this one is broken up, and that dude had a chance to take that one to the house. I think we just got really lucky. And now a 4th down attempt here for the Mean Green. 4th down and 7. Another shot there on the left side for number 13, and this one is batted away. Akili Smith Jr. can just need this one out. Don't think they'll use their timeouts, and that is true. This game is over. We move on to 7-4, I believe. We just won a game where we didn't throw a touchdown and threw an interception. That was an absolutely terrible game for Akili Smith and the whole team, really, but we got the win, and Akili Smith just etched his name in the Charlotte record books. And there it is, Akili Smith with 2,852 yards. He sets the record, and there's plenty of games left to probably get up to about 3,500 yards. That is assuming we have a big game here against the Owls, and then again in what I assume the conference championship. I think we have a pretty good chance of getting there, considering we are the number 1 seed right now. With the tiebreaker over Tulane, we did beat them. The Owls got a few players that are pretty solid, but not much else. They have Tank Hawkins at wide receiver with 97 speed. That could be pretty scary. Outside of that, though, I don't feel too bad about this game. They're a 64 overall. I think we got this one. So already a really good season here for the 49ers at 7-4. We have a chance to have the best season ever at 8-4. All we would have to do is pick up a win over the Owls here today, and we are already up by 7 here in the red zone. It's 2nd down and goal. Not going to force it to anybody. Cobb's going to keep this one and score, increasing the lead for the 49ers. FAU has been getting absolutely manhandled today. The Owls just really don't have an answer for anything on offense, and our defense has held them to just 6 points. We're at the 1-yard line, and with that, they do get their touchdown. But we are just 8 seconds away from marking Charlotte's first 8-win season. And with a kneel from Akili Smith Jr., there it is. I was able to give the 49ers their best season ever, and we are going to the conference championship. We beat them once already. I did it in the simming. We are ranked now, number 22, and they are number 10. I wonder if we do have a shot at going to the playoffs with a victory. There's absolutely no way we could do it, but Ball State and Tulane are projected in, so maybe it's possible. Here in conference championship week, we have the ability to fire our coordinators, and I am absolutely going to do that. They're both scheme gurus, and I think I want a recruiter or a strategist or something. They're both getting fired here, though. So their best player will not be hurt this time. Their 92 overall guard will be good to go, it looks like. And Shaz Preston, their number 1 wide receiver. They've got Chauncey Bowens. He's got shifty, head first, silver armbar. He might be a bit of a problem for us as well. This season has already been really impressive, and what would make it even better is beating the number 10 team in the conference championship and completing one of our first goals. But no one said that's going to be easy. With 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, we are all tied up at 7. And it's 3rd down and 9 for our offense. We're going to try to get this one to Quincy Porter, just not doing anything right now. After about 2 or 3 big plays through the air, we are at the 3-yard line, and we have a chance to score and take the lead with Antoine Roberts, but he's going to fumble this, but we recover. That was certainly scary. I think I'm going to keep this one in the air this time. To our tight end. He is open. Nice job. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. We're just a few first downs away from securing a conference championship in just our first season. We just got charged with 2 injury timeouts, so that was really awesome. Tulane gets to hold on to 2. And we'll kick a field goal to go up by 3. Fortunate for me, that was only a gain of 1, so it's 3rd and 9 with the clock winding. They don't have timeouts. And on 3rd and 9, what is Simonza going to do? He gets sacked, and the clock's still going. And they do not have time to bring out the special teams. This conference championship goes to the Charlotte 49ers for the first time in team history in just our first season with the program. This was a really successful season. I'm honestly surprised at how well it's gone. This one was coming down to the wire, though. I was getting really scared there at the end. But we were able to get it done, and now it's time to see if we're going to move on to the playoffs or just play in a bowl game, which is probably the most likely outcome. Congratulations, you have won the American Championship. Let's go. Trophy number 1 has been added to DeAndre Pan's case. Ole Miss quarterback Brendan Sorsby will win the Heisman with 31 touchdowns, 4,300 yards. And the Charlotte 49ers will meet Texas A&M in the Armed Forces Bowl. This is not a favorable matchup. What we can do now is go look for some new coordinators, and there are 2 level 30s. I feel like looking at their roster, it's clear to see they're not an 82 overall, but that's what they're listed as. Fortunate for us, they are going to be missing their top safety Dalton Brooks to an injury, but they have Rashad Johnson, who is a pretty good backup. Kinda hate that we're matched up against an SEC opponent, but if we could get a win over them, it might increase our brand exposure or something good, I feel like, at least, man. They're a more prestigious school than us, and with the win over them, I feel like that would be pretty impressive. Hopefully, it would at least impress some recruits and make them want to come here. Now on 2nd down and 6, we'll see what Texas A&M cooks up. Quick drag to the tight end. He's pretty quick, too, shedding a tackle. He's getting a lot more inside the 20. Brought down at the 15. I thought he was going to score for a second. Gonna keep blitzing them, hoping to get a sack and back them up a bit, but they're gonna hand it off to their really good back. A&M just had 2 players go down on the same play, but it's not gonna matter here. Hawkins gets the score. I want to show a little bit more urgency here, so let's snap this ball pretty quick. We got some good blocks on the outside. They just did not hold up as long as I thought they would. On one-on-one, Jurion Dickey with 50-50, not able to get it. I like that shot one-on-one, but here I'm thinking Jamie French Jr. might be able to get a good catch, putting us at the 11. So he checks in for what is probably one of the first times in this game, and he gets a pretty big catch. Now, Quincy Porter is going to be wide open for the score, and now we are just one score away from getting back into this one. Defense just needs to hold them one more play. It's 3rd down and 11 after a sack on 1st down. Now Hawkins has a few options here. We're going to make the tackle, though. Huge sequence for our defense right there. Really was not expecting us to hold them, though, but the big sack on 1st down was key. All right, Javen Nicholas actually had a decent punt return. Coach wants to get us started with the screen pass on this drive, and I couldn't agree more. 1 minute and 42 seconds to go in this bowl game, the All-Armed Forces Bowl. We're going to go back outside with Antoine Roberts. Javen Nicholas, our best receivers in the slot right now. We've got 92 seconds. Akili Smith has Cooper Flanagan wide open. He finds him, gets the 1st down. I'm looking for Nicholas really quick here, and they're going to block it. That would have been an easy 1st down, but the A&M lineman was able to get a hand on it. Now for this 3rd down and 6 play, we're going to look for Jerion Dickey most likely. He's boxed up, though, one-on-one with Cooper Flanagan. We'll see if he's got it, and he does! He makes the catch! What a pass by Akili Smith Jr. Putting that ball where the safety couldn't get it. One-on-one with the big tight end, Cooper Flanagan, taking the lead here. One final play. They're going to try a Hail Mary. Hawkins is going to see how far he can throw it. They're only sending a couple players deep. 1-on-1. Not able to get it, but almost off the deflection. I meant to say into triple coverage, not 1-on-1. I don't know why that came out. But the Charlotte 49ers are able to beat an SEC team in their bowl game. And we have a 10-win season. And after losing 11 games their previous year, this is a huge step up for this program. I really hope that we have some good 3-stars that are going to come here in the transfer portal, which I'm really excited to get to. And we have a new offensive coordinator, the level 35, I believe, Scotty Walden will come over. We were able to sign both coordinators that I wanted. Elijah Robinson has talent developer and Scotty Waldron has strategist. So the 49ers do finish as a top 25 team. Very impressed by that. And after knocking out the Heisman winner in the semifinals, the Volunteers move on to the national championship where they were able to beat the Crimson Tide. And before we move on to the fun stuff like the transfer portal, if you're still here at this point, if you could leave a like on the video, that would help me out a ton. That lets me know you guys want to keep seeing these videos, and it only takes a few seconds. Now that that's out of the way, let's look at the transfers that we're going to be losing. And Michael Perkins does want to leave, but we have 6 persuasion attempts. We're going to try to bring him back. But unfortunately, I was not able to convince a single person to return. And if we look at players leaving, it doesn't look like we're projected a single draft pick. And of course, that is what happens, but I have to feel like Javen Nicholas was at least an undrafted free agent, right? Now that we are finally here at the portal, this is where I can get something going with recruiting, and I think we're going to have a much better attempt here this season after getting 10 wins. And if we take a look here, we are a 2-star now. I really should have checked. I can't remember what it was before that. The only restrictions that I have for recruiting are that I cannot go after any players out of high school, but I can target 4-stars as much as I want, actually. If any are interested, I'll probably go after them. And to my surprise, there is actually a handful of 4-stars that want to come over. Here's our running back, Miles Burris. He's an 82 overall. So that means all these players right here should be at least an 82 or higher. It's the final week here in the transfer portal, and there's still a couple of 4-stars with no offers, like the #1 corner, Xavier Brown, as well as Jalen Mbakwe, but I can't put Mbakwe on the board. He cares about playing time, which would be an F if he came here. We did get 1 commit already out of a 3-star left tackle. He's a top 10 player at the position, a freshman, and he's 6'8", 324 pounds. This dude is huge. But as you can see, there's still a few 4-stars on my board. We're in a good spot for all of them, I think. But yeah, the rest are 3-stars. No one's really going after them. I'm going to put a scholarship on everybody and hope that I get a full class of 35 players. We get started with 4-star cornerback Dwayne Galloway and another 4-star DB in Byron Baldwin Jr. So I ended up pressing that button a lot less than I thought I was going to. Only 19 commits, but that was enough to get us a top 5 transfer class so close to getting the number 1. Overall, that would put us at number 41. So some of the players we did lose on, we lost 2 4-stars. The halfback Ashton Emery is going to go to Tennessee, and then we did also lose Myron Robinson. Adam Moore went to the UTSA, even though they did not offer to him. We've already seen it happen once, but a lot of these players didn't get offers from the teams they went to, so they can still show up on the roster after training results. But first I want to go through and see what kind of dev traits we have, and on the left tackle from Wisconsin, he's got star dev. That's really nice. And Dwayne Galloway, the 4-star cornerback, is going to have star dev as well. Jackson Howard, he's going to have star dev, the number 5 edge rusher. And then a few more players with impact or normal. No elite dev players, which is unfortunate. Our top 3 players before training are all wide receivers. And the 4-star wide receiver that came in is going to have 95 speed. That is awesome. Jackson Howard, our new edge rusher, he's 81 overall with 81 speed and 89 acceleration. I knew he was going to be pretty fast. So here's something that I found in the position changes. Juan Gaston has 4 physical traits as a pass protector. He's only a 73. He's at his caps, both in run blocking and pass blocking. But if we move him to left guard, he's going to go up 10 overalls and probably unlock more caps. He immediately becomes our best offensive lineman, but his caps do not change. Another player that we have is Nicholas Clayton. He is a 76 overall thumper at will linebacker, but he's even a better safety, 81 overall or an 85 overall speed rusher. So we just got a new number 1 edge rusher. He's got star development. I really hope that his caps aren't horrible after moving from linebacker to D-line. And look at this. He has a lot of room to improve. Only a sophomore with star dev. And what's going on with all of my players' hair? Even my coach's hair is like glitching out. Whoa. Nathan Leacock jumps up 8 overalls plus 2 speed, 97? Quincy Porter as a junior is going to be 90 overall. He's got 4 abilities now. Wide receiver is our best position by far. At quarterback, Akili Smith Jr. goes up 3 overalls. He works on his speed a bit more because he's a pocket passer. You know, that's what he's got to work on, obviously. No throw power, but he did thankfully get his accuracies up a bit. I'm very glad for that. I'm excited for this D-line, though. Jackson Howard, 85 speed. He went up plus 4. And then also with Nicholas Clayton on the other side, he's up to an 88 overall with 86 speed, 93 acceleration. We have a really fast D-line. Here with 40 points, or 50 points actually, I think it's time to go ahead and buy a new skill tree. I don't think I'll have time to get 2 first-round picks, but maybe. But I would also have to spend 50 points in recruiter, which is not something I want to do. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy a tactician and increase our overalls for in-game. Not many players decided to come here after the encouraged transfers period, but one that did was Zonnie Scott, I think you say his name. But he's a sophomore, 77 overall. He's got 93 speed. So I think he'll be playing over Antonio Cotman Jr. I don't really see it, but the game thinks we're a 91 overall right now. Not going to do anything to the schedule. We start out of conference play against Ole Miss. We had them on our schedule last year. They beat the mess out of us. They're the number 6 team. They went to the playoffs. If we could beat them at their stadium, that'd be huge. I might hop into that game because I'm going to be honest. Our conference games as a 91 overall are probably not all that important. The ones that are most likely going to be I'll most likely be hopping into is going to be Memphis. I'm probably also going to play this other out-of-conference game in App State. Don't want to lose to them. They went 10-3 last year. So right now, the teams that I'm thinking about playing is Ole Miss, App State. USF did beat us last year. That might be a game to hop into. And of course, Memphis. I think they're probably going to be the second best team in the conference. It says we're a higher overall than Ole Miss, but looking at their roster, they look really solid. Even though they have Austin Simmons, they actually have Deuce Knight. I think he's going to be their starter. He's most likely who we'll see today. No more Kawan Lacey, but they got a 93 overall running back who could probably do a lot of damage to us. We don't have the best defensive line to stop the run. This is looking like it's going to be a hard game to win. We're going to see if Akili Smith can get a bomb over the top with Quincy Porter one-on-one, and he's got it one-handed! What a catch! That was honestly one of the best catches I've got in this game. The defender's looking back, but he just was not ready for it, I guess. It's 3rd down and 5. I think the best thing I can do is send some pressure. I'm going to hop on the D-line or maybe use the safety. cover the running back or anything over the middle. This is all locked up, but he actually hangs on. Oh, wow, he broke it up. Just 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here. We're going to take the quick pass to Quincy Porter, and this is going to be 4th and inches. We're in the goal line. Going to try to QB sneak it. They have a really good defensive line. I'm really worried this is going to get blown up, and it does, but we do get it. Ole Miss looks like they want to blitz here. Probably just going to throw it to the flat as quick as possible. And he's open. That's going to be a walk-off touchdown or walk-in, easy walk-in touchdown for the new running back who came in late. He didn't commit in the transfer portal, but he did end up coming over last minute, and he's going to get the first touchdown of the game for us. As long as they don't get anything big, I'm fine. They can take all those little dink and dunk routes because they need 6. They can't kick a field goal here. That's a good completion. Ole Miss has gotten about as close as they can for a decent Hail Mary attempt. Deuce Knight's got a good arm. We'll see if he gets out of the pocket at all and tries to send it down there. He's got a man deep and broken up. This game is over. We knock off number 6 Ole Miss in the opening week. We were trailing all game and finally get a touchdown in the 4th quarter. After upsetting the Rebels, we did as expected against FCS, and now we're coming up on our rivalry game against App State. They're a 60 overall. I said I wanted to play this game, and I think I do because it's a part of the challenge, and I don't want to lose it through the simming. And as you can see, I did not need to hop into this game at all. It's 43-10 with only a minute to go left in this game. App State stood no chance at all, but I just had to be sure that we could cross off this year's rivalry game and not lose a challenge via the simming. And I just really gave that up. Excuse my horrible click-on user right there. That was terrible. I was trying to bait the pick, but no such luck. I'm going to cover over the middle. Oh, come on. He threw it right at my user. Cuba Taylor, you got to jump, man. But it doesn't matter. It was just a garbage time touchdown, and we are able to secure our second rivalry win over App State. We have just entered the top 10 for the first time, and we are starting conference play here against USF. They're only a 59 overall. We're 3-0 after scoring 40 points in 2 games in a row. I'm going to sim this USF game. Probably play Fresno State. They're 3-0, and as expected, Memphis is doing really well. They're 4-0. Those are going to be my last 2 games that I hop into, I think. I just realized that Fresno State's not even a conference opponent, so I'm not going to be playing that game. Memphis, they're a 69 overall, still going to play them. And if you take a look, this conference is just so weak that Army is honestly one of the best teams. They're a 71 overall. Tulane at 77 overall. They're 0-1 in conference right now. There's just not much competition here. We might be one of the most fraudulent 90 overall teams in the top 10 ever. We barely won our last 2 games against 2 really low overall opponents, but I guess overalls don't really mean much in this game. We're about to face the North Texas Mean Green. They're 2-4, so I'm probably going to sim this game. Still have this Memphis game circled. They're 5-0. Honestly, now that I've seen that Army is one of the highest overalls in the conference, I kind of want to play them, see what their option attack is all about. I think they still run that. Maybe it's pistol. And I knew that we were one of the worst 90 overall teams you could see. We just lost to a 69 overall by 4 points and barely beat East Carolina, a team that we just shut out last year when we were a worse overall. So we fall to number 20, and that might kill any hopes that we had at playoffs, especially if we drop another game. Tell me why we're struggling against the 68 overall Memphis Tigers. On 1st and goal, they're going to try an option play, but we swallow that up. 4th down and goal. The Tigers are going to go for it here at the 2-yard line. We just need this last stop defense. Come on, guys. Get off the field here. They hand it off up the middle and falling forward to get the touchdown. Tigers take the lead. Memphis holding on to their timeouts. I'm going to burn this clock down all 20 seconds. Akili Smith Jr. is going to pitch this at the last second. And we got a block out on the left side. This is going to be an easy touchdown on the speed option. I don't normally call that play, but it worked out pretty well that time. We need 2 to go up by 7. And I like the look that we have here for this screen pass. We're going to swing it out to the right, and he's going to get in. We go up by 7. Kenny Minchie's doing everything he can to put this team on his back. It's 3rd down and 10, though. And he's going to be sacked, finally getting one. He's been avoiding them all game, but the clock is winding down to just 10 seconds left. They've got it 4th down and 16. Gonna take a shot for the end zone here and broken up, intercepted. Diving catch. A little unnecessary, but that will seal it for us regardless, and that somehow counted as a touchback. I'll take it. Akili Smith can knee it, and Memphis goes down. That shouldn't even been that close. It's nice to see the team score 60 after some really close calls and a horrible loss to a 60 overall team. But now we face Army, who is one of the better rated teams in our conference, but there's still there's still a 20-point gap in the overalls, so I feel like we should win by 20. So it seems like the offense has been able to piece some things together here the last 2 weeks, scoring 60 points last week and 40 here against the Black Knights, one of the better teams in the American Conference. So we move on to 9-1, and I just don't know if we have any shot at going to the playoffs. We're not moving in the rankings because we're not beating any good teams. It's a slim chance, but we're at number 15 right now. I think if we win our last 2 games, which I can't hop into, as well as the conference championship, if a few dominoes fall, we might sneak into the playoffs. And I'm going to be so honest. These 2 matchups couldn't be more perfect. If I could play Texas Tech and then Boston College and then Oregon, that would be ideal. Samanza's up to an 85 overall. Chauncey Bowen's at a 90 with some good abilities, good speed. He was a problem for us last time. And we are not healthy going into this game. We're going to be down our starting guard, edge rusher, and a rotational back. I mean, let's see how many yards he has this season. 511 yards, 10 touchdowns. He's ran the ball a lot this season. Put him on the injured reserve. I don't know if that's going to keep him as a sophomore or what that does. Busting out the Gold Rush uniforms for this second American Conference Championship that we're appearing in. Already got the first one, so this win isn't totally necessary for the challenges, but that being said, it is really necessary for playoffs. They're crowding the line here. They're forcing me to pass it, I feel like. I'm going to do it. Actually, I might just scramble out and try to throw it on the run here. He's wide open. That's Leacock. He's the fastest player on the team, busting through a player. That was a beautiful catch and run, but unfortunately it went out of bounds, so it did stop the clock. But now we can just get the touchdown on the ground. Kind of wanted to run some more clock off. You can see me turn to the left there and try to run into somebody, but free touchdown, I'll take it. Down by 14. The Green Wave have got to get it here for this 4th down play, and they're not going to. Overthrown. That's their backup quarterback. They still have all their timeouts, so I do have to get 1 first down at least, and we're going to get it right here. We have officially taken all of their timeouts. It's 3rd down. I'm just going to kneel it. I don't think they can get the ball back and do anything with 40 seconds. I got this. Unbelievable. And there it is. We shut out the Green Wave in the American Championship. That's surprising. They're not a horrible offense, but they did lose their starting quarterback, and we claim our 2nd championship. So I have officially done everything I need to do to help my chances in the college football playoffs. All I have to do now is sim and see what we're going to be doing. The 2027 Heisman winner goes to DJ Lagway for the Georgia Bulldogs. And the Charlotte 49ers have been invited to the playoffs, and they're going to face Notre Dame. Oh, they just cooked us, man. We could have faced off TCU or Boston College, North Carolina, or Colorado. But instead, we're going to face Notre Dame, probably the 2nd hardest team on this list. But I'll be honest, when you look at their wins, they only beat 1 team that had a good season. They lost to USC and Wake Forest. Oh man. Their defense is gonna be so hard to do anything against, dude. A bunch of good receivers like Cam Williams. He's an 87 overall sophomore. Oh man, it is loud here. Is it bad to say I am not confident going into this one? They have just so many 90 overall players, even 95 plus players. Like, this is such a bad matchup, but that's what we got to do to get to the end game national championship. This is not a good time to try and do an audible, I guess. Play stands as the same as before. Try to get this one out to Smith, but he just doesn't have the speed. this sucks. Maybe it doesn't suck. I didn't have to call an audible. They forced me to run this play and it's gonna go to the house. Oh man, I wasn't even commentating right there because it wouldn't let me audible. And I chose a run play on accident, and then Cam Williams just busts it loose like that? Are you serious? Back-to-back sacks on Van Buren. Notre Dame is falling apart right now. All right, 4th and 4 with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go. I'm feeling a little lucky. Why not go for it? We're already up by 11. It might be smart to kick it, but I want to choose some more clock here potentially. And we've got our man open. This is going to be a good catch. Going to run a jet sweep for Quincy Porter. That's going to be an easy 6. He doesn't even get touched. And Notre Dame is probably out of this one with that touchdown now. And just like that, the Charlotte 49ers are going to move on in the playoffs. Shockingly at that. I really thought Notre Dame had our number, but our defense held them to just 10 points. They had 14 yards rushing all game. That could be due to sacks. We had a bunch, but the 49ers really impressed me today. And I think Cameron Williams has to become our starter after that big game he just had against a really good team. So next up for us is the Miami Hurricanes. Emory Williams is their quarterback. He's an 83 overall, and they have Joe Jackson in the backfield. Where they're going to shine, though, is their wide receivers. Lots of speed, lots of height. Really good wide receiver room. We have a huge obstacle in front of us. The Miami Hurricanes have a super solid team. A 96 overall defense is not going to be easy to get touchdowns against. But I have a feeling Akili Smith is going to do everything he can to get this win for us. And also with the emergence of Cameron Williams, I think our run game is going to be a bit better than it has been this season. 3rd down and 3 for the Hurricanes. Looks like we're going to be sending some pressure here at Emory Williams. Want him to throw it as quickly as possible, and he's got a man open. And that dude was literally double covered if you count my user, but he just flew right past both of us, man. And now on 1st and goal, he's just going to plow right through me. Defense is just shutting down here in the 4th quarter. Emory Williams 2 yards away on 2nd down and goal. He hands it off, and the dude just bounces right off the defender for the touchdown. Quincy Porter's getting pressed over there on the right side. That might be a shot we can take here, but I'm not liking it, so we'll just take our quick pass to Dickey. 3rd down and inches. I should probably keep this one on the ground, but their defense is kind of swaying me away from doing that. And Jamie French, that's actually Leacock on the sidelines. He's got this one at the 33. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the Fiesta Bowl. We have got to score some points. And right side, this is going to be tipped and intercepted right into the hands of the linebacker. He's gone. 2nd down and 10. We got a chance to get a touchdown here. One-on-one over there. Leacock's got it, and he's getting the touchdown, actually. He's still in this game, maybe. We scored a lot quicker than I thought we would. 2nd down and 9. They are going to pass it here. And that's a 1st down. Almost. If they get a 1st down, it's definitely over. But we stuff them. Loss of 1. If we can get a block, that would be huge. Oh my gosh, there's no way I called it. And we pick it up. Guys, they're coming out pressing on 1st and 10. I don't know what Miami is doing, but we genuinely have a shot here on 1st and 10. Akili Smith, he's going to take a shot down the field to Quincy Porter, who burns his man. He hangs on to it. 3rd and 10. 1 minute 34 to go in the Fiesta Bowl. Akili Smith, this is pretty much your last drive. If we can't score here, it's over. And he's going to try to take a one-on-one shot to his tight end, and Mason Williams holds on to it. This is the same play from last year that scored. Wow. One-on-one with the linebacker, and we just out-leverage him. I lost my voice for a second there. Found it, though. 2nd attempt at an onside kick. I'm going to try a low kick this time, see if that does anything. And for the Fiesta Bowl, we're going to try and get another onside, and he just picks it up. We can try to strip it or big hit him something. They're going to have to kick this field goal. There's 1 second. And Cam Williams is back there. This kick is up and good. The Hurricanes advance and the 49ers will fall. 38-30 is the final. We tried our hardest to come back in that one, man. Hopefully we can retain a lot of this roster and make another deep push in the playoffs next season. I got a feeling there's going to be a lot of simming because our conference is butt booty cheeks. I really don't understand how our championship contender did not go up with all the wins in the conference championship and then the win in the playoffs. Playing style, of course, did not get met for our top 2 defenders. And with brand exposure, we're set to lose a couple of key backups. So Miami beat us just to get blown out in the national championship by Oregon. Really wish I could have gotten this path down here, even though it looks like Oregon was a absolute powerhouse. So now we have 3 different winners in the national championship in this dynasty. Kurt Signetti does get it with Indiana in 2025, just like real life. Now it's time to see all the players that are going to be leaving or potentially leaving, and Quincy Porter is projected to go round 3. Unfortunately, Quincy Porter, Nicholas Clayton, and Byron Baldwin, and Cameron Williams are all going to be transferring out. I really enjoyed using Cameron Williams too. This is so unfortunate. He was only a sophomore. Byron Baldwin, Nicholas Clayton were all set to get drafted next year. So we finally get some draft picks. We get a first-round pick in Nathan Leacock. We only had him for a season, and he did go over 1,000 yards. Quincy Porter, really good receiver for us. I really hate that he's gone. He goes in the 3rd round. And our tight end was able to sneak in as an 86 overall. He had 744 yards. That's really cool. The only player I can try to bring back is Jordan Mack. He's a sophomore, going to be a junior. But right now, I'm more interested in bringing in players that are 4 stars or better, because otherwise, I don't think we're going to have a good shot at winning a championship again. Here for week 1, I did go ahead and fill up the board. I'm going to offer everybody a scholarship and see who I want to put the points on. I did add 13 4-stars. Only one of them is not interested, and that would be Finn Daly, an offensive lineman. I doubt we get a 4-star offensive lineman, but he was the only one I could go after. I thought, why not? So if I put 50 points on all the 4 stars except for these 2 halfbacks, I'm not sure which one I'm going to go after. Probably this guy. That leaves me with 140 hours before I get the points from scholarships back. And honestly, with these 3 stars, if they're not like a top 10, I'm not going to worry too much about it, because if they're getting offers, I'm not really going to go after them. So Miami, with that visit, they do take over for Alexander Beavers, and that's going to be an elite dev player, freshman. That would have been our first elite dev player. I should have put him on a visit, man. That sucks. But hey, we got Derek Simmons. He was a higher overall. He is a junior, though. That's the big difference, and only star dev. We signed 21 players, and it could have been a bigger class, but these guys chose different schools or didn't sign with any team at all. But that wouldn't matter, because we did get the number 1 transfer class with 4 4-stars and 17 3-stars. And we could get a few more of those 3-stars to come over after I advanced the training results like they have done the last few years. Abasiri is a 87 overall defensive tackle with 88 strength and 71 speed. Pretty athletic, honestly, for a D tackle. And Derek Simmons, 86 overall. I'd say that's a decent replacement for the edge rusher that we lost, Nicholas, but he is a senior and Nicholas was going to be a junior. Really hope Akili Smith will work on his accuracies for once. Might have to consider moving a wide receiver to halfback if we have enough. I'm done moving players around. I just moved 3 different players to wide receiver, just trying to move this one wide receiver to halfback, and it wouldn't let me. So I moved our quarterback Ty Hawkins to halfback, and he becomes an 85 overall. We still have 3 quarterbacks, so I'm not too worried. As we look ahead to year 4, we're going to have at least 3 90 overall players. Derek Simmons did get really close. He jumps up to an 89. We're going to have 2 89 overall running backs, and surprisingly, our former quarterback Ty Hawkins has the best carrying and ball carrier vision. Okay, an 85 overall cornerback comes over. He's got platinum quick jump. Red Morgan, I'm pretty sure he went to Alabama. He's got 94 speed and 85 overall. Cornerback showing up at the last second is a really big turnaround. The 49ers are a 99 overall. The schedule looks super easy. Once again, we only have one out-of-conference game that truly might be a bit of a hard one, and that would be Texas A&M. Get a rematch against them. I feel like taking FCS off and putting at least a better opponent would be a good idea. Mississippi State took a player from me. They're a top 25 team, only 72 overall. Playing them at their stadium might be a good way to increase our stuff. So it's going to be Mississippi State, UConn, Appalachian State, and Texas A&M for our out-of-conference games. 2 SEC opponents, which I am happy about. And regarding our conference schedule, I'm pretty confident that we are going to go through it like a hot knife through butter. So Mississippi State actually has a pretty solid offense. It says their defense is the better on the team, but I feel like it's their offense. They've got 2 top receivers, a halfback, and a quarterback. The Charlotte 49ers are doing exactly as you would expect a 99 overall team to do, but it looks like Mississippi State's going to get a big one through the air now. Aaron Nolan, he checks into the game for Kamario Taylor. Not sure what happened to him. Guess they wanted to see someone else throw the ball. Going down by 35 points. It looks like Aaron Nolan's going to get their first touchdown of the game. But this one is over. We can just hand this one off to somebody. And we need to get Ty Hawkins off the field. He's about to die. We handle our first 4 games very nicely, scoring at least 38 points in all of them. And now we're going to face Texas A&M. They're an 81 overall. They're actually the highest overall team that we'll face all season. So that's why I think it's important to hop into it. Even though it's not a conference game, I just feel like we're going to handle all these teams. So it turns out this team doesn't really need me anymore. They are winning 34-3 over Texas A&M. It's no surprise though. We're a 99 overall team. I expect us to win this big every game. And this is what we're going to be doing on a week-to-week basis. I feel really comfortable simming for the rest of this season. It's just that one loss can flip this season on my head. So I do think I'll still hop into that Tulane game, and probably ECU as well. It's finally time to play Tulane, and they're 2-1 in conference. Not going to waste any time. They're a 76 overall. Just going to hop in, go all the way to the 4th quarter, and see where we're at. It's what I've been doing for most of these games. It's what I did in the Mississippi State game and Texas A&M. This team just doesn't really need my help. Winning big yet again, but surprisingly Tulane held us to just 24 points. We've averaged 30 a game. And that'll do it for Tulane. They did a good job holding us below 30 points. I'll give it to them. It just wasn't enough. I apologize if I say this wrong, but Jordan Gidron has set the Charlotte single-season receiving touchdown record. This is his first season here. The junior already has 11 touchdowns and 715 yards. The next closest is Jamie French with 385. What? Next up we have the Charlotte. Oh, we have Charlotte? We are Charlotte. So next up we'll be facing the Pirates again. They're one of the top teams in the American Conference. Gonna try to switch it up here with some cover 2. Drop some linebackers back this time. And Jackson was looking, almost intercepted again. I believe that's Jackson Hamilton. I could be wrong. 3rd down and 10 for the Pirates. Gonna send some pressure here from the 49ers. Hamilton intercepted. That's Shea Ojarike. I'm like 99% positive I just butchered that man's last name. Unfortunate. But Ty Hawkins is getting leveled on 1st down. With that win, I've played in all the games that I can hop into, and there are 4 games remaining. I'm just going to go ahead and sim to the playoffs, or to the conference championship, rather, and see where we're at. It looks like in the game against Memphis, Akili Smith Jr. set the single-game passing touchdown record. The last time I checked, Jordan Gidron had 11 touchdowns, but he has just set the American single-season receiving touchdowns record, and that's with 1 more game to go. We're undefeated, and we have 2 players in the Heisman running right now. They're sitting behind Tennessee's quarterback and wide receiver duo. It's Donovan Murph. I had him in my Mississippi State rebuild. He was a fun player to have. So in the conference championship, we're going to get a rematch against Memphis. They're ranked number 24 now. Kind of excited to hop into this game and see how it goes, because this is a game where we scored 62 points and still had a tough time. They scored 20 points in the 4th quarter, 665 yards of total offense. They ran 96 plays. Jordan Gidron was a former 4-star wide receiver. He has had an incredible season, 73 receptions, 1,250 258 yards, 21 touchdowns. On the defensive side, Kendall Jackson has recorded 15 TFLs and 11 sacks. He does lead the way in both departments. 6 interceptions for Dwayne Galloway. He's an 89 overall cornerback. Really hoping he won't transfer and just gets drafted. So it is a perfect 12-0 regular season. I don't know. I should have specified whether or not it was a regular season or if we go completely undefeated all the way to the playoffs. I feel like I want to say a perfect regular season going 12-0, but since I didn't specify at the beginning, I want to just take the harder one and say we got to go completely undefeated all the way to the playoffs. Our first obstacle getting there is going to be Memphis. They scored 40 points against us last time, but of course we have one of the best offenses in the nation led by Jordan Giedren, who is still in the Heisman watch list. He is actually above quarterback Akili Smith Jr. So this is what, the third time we're appearing in the conference championship. Probably not going to be showing too much of this game unless it's so close. But honestly, even then, I'll probably just skip all the way to the fourth quarter. The Memphis offense has looked excellent on their last 2 drives. The fans are finally getting back into this game, going to try and throw them off as much as possible. Quick pass out left is caught for 7. 3rd down and 3. It's 4 down territory for the Tigers. Carl Lacey Jr. is going to take it to the air, and this one's caught, but no first down. 4th and inches. They spread us out 5 wide. Clock is still ticking. No timeouts for them. He's going to have to just take a deep shot. One-on-one on the left side. It's caught. That was absolutely devastating. But at the 19 now, the Tigers have got a good shot at tying this one up here. Let's see what Lacey's going to do. Scrambling out to his right. Taking a shot now at the end zone. That's swatted away. So it's 3rd down and 10. Going to send the pressure here. And it's going to arrive. That's Jordan Thomas. They're hurrying up to the line. The clock is ticking all the way down. 5 seconds left. Lacey's going to find his man open. They get the first down, but that's zeros on the board. This game is over, and we secure another championship. But that, of course, was not a national championship. We still have to make sure we get into the playoffs. I don't want anything fishy happening where we get kicked out, even though we're 13-0. It looks like Baylor's the only other team on this list that's undefeated. We're about to see who takes home the Heisman, and Jordan Giedren is number 1 on the list right now. I'm going to be so upset if he loses it last second. I feel like he had the best season of these guys. Come on, man. 1,300 yards, 23 touchdowns. You got to give it to him. He didn't drop a single ball either. And the Heisman winner is Mason Heinstall, quarterback for the Buckeyes, with 41 touchdowns, 3,600 yards. He was like the only other player I could see taking it from Jordan Giedren. That sucks. But he does get the Fred Biletnikoff Award. That's the first time I've won it here on this game, I think. And the 49ers will be invited to the college football playoffs, where we will face off against Texas Tech in the first round. So Texas Tech had a really good season. They only lost to Baylor, and that was by a touchdown. And then they met them again in the conference championship, where they only lost by 2 points. All right, this will be the highest overall team that we have faced. Their quarterback, Brad Jackson, is hurt, though. Colin Wilson is their lead back. He comes over from Mississippi State, I believe. And they've got a few receivers here that can get the job done. A lot of speed here for Jacaden Ferguson. Their weakness, however, is on the offensive line. Our defensive line is one of our strengths. So I'm very confident going into this game to get the pressure on them. Their defense is an 86 overall, and you can see a 93 overall edge rusher. You have Eddie Smith on the other side. He's pretty fast, strong as well. And of course, one of their best players, Mafu Alufahai. I probably butchered that last name and first name, honestly. I'm not sure. I'm so sorry. Man, why am I the away team? I went undefeated. This is a really cool intro, though. Never seen this before. I haven't played Texas Tech yet. I'm using Duke's playbook. I started with Kansas State, but this season I've been using Duke, and it seems to be a good idea. However, I'm not a fan of the plays when I'm in game. Maybe I just haven't seen enough of it. We did almost have a Heisman winner, though, so I might keep using it for future rebuilds. 2nd down and 9. We're going to take our RPO to Giedren, my bad. And he's actually powering through that. For this 3rd down play, Ty Hawkins is the back. I want to get it to him on this screen pass. Get him in space, try to make a move outside, and he does. He's got some speed to get to the edge and get us all the way to the 4. Don't think they were expecting a screen pass that time. From the 4, we're going to put it in the hands of Ty Hawkins, who just walks right in, untouched. Texas Tech just had to go for it on 4th down and 24 on the 22-yard line. We're just going to keep it on the ground with Hawkins. 3rd down and 8 at the 9. We are up by 14. Could get a bigger lead if we score here. This is going to be to Giedren, who does reach ahead and score. Texas Tech just used a timeout for whatever reason. I guess they want one more shot at a touchdown. Make this game look a little bit better than it is. 2nd down and 11. What is he going to do? Staying in the pocket, letting it develop, and gets hit. Okay, great play. But we knock off Texas Tech and advance with another playoff victory. 2 successful seasons, and now we have a chance to go on and beat Baylor, I believe. And it will be Baylor that we face in the Sugar Bowl. They beat Texas Tech twice, so I'm imagining this game's going to be even harder than the last. However, Baylor's roster is a lot weaker than Texas Tech. I'm surprised that they were able to defeat them twice, but they still have some good players. Can't count them out. They went undefeated. Baylor's defense has played extremely well. Running some RPO now. Barber's got this one, juking back inside to get her a decent gain. Like, look at this defense that Baylor is running. I'm not used to seeing this kind of formations. Throwing me off really bad. Jamie French does get open, though, breaking a tackle and gets up to the 30-yard line. 4th and goal. Gutsy call here. I'm going to go for it. Jamie French is wide open. There's 6 to our 90 overall wide receiver, who had a pretty quiet season. So they turned the ball over on their very first play of the second half, and that put us at the 13-yard line, but it's 3rd and 5 now at the 8. Akili Smith to the air. This is a screen pass to Zamir Smith. He's going to cut up field, but not get it. I think we have a chance to go up by 7 here. Jamie French or Barber could get open, I think. I think they're blitzing. They back off. Wide open is Clark, who hangs onto it. Beautiful catch and throw by Akili Smith. Start of the 4th quarter here. Baylor had to punt on their last drive, but we're at the 2-yard line for this 2nd down and 12. Keeping this one on the ground to Ty Hawkins. He's going to get the first down and more. Down the sidelines. It doesn't look like anyone might catch him, but they do finally get him out at the 44. Gain of 13 on that last carry. Going to go ahead and start chewing some clock now. At the 32-yard line, running the RPO to our tight end, Barber, who gets some good blocks out there, and he is going to fall down at the 2-yard line. So Duke's playbook might actually be kind of heat. I don't really like that it doesn't have I-form, but it has some pistol, and I definitely can run with that. Zamir Smith is going to increase the lead by 2 touchdowns. So they scored, went for 2, and didn't get it. They did not get the onside kick either, but they did hold on to their timeouts. So we do need a first down to end this one. If we don't get this, it could give Baylor the momentum they need to get back in this game. But I have faith that we can pick up the first down here. Running some slants and a zig route on this play. I like that he got open, and Clark is going to do it for us. He puts Baylor on ice. The 49ers will move on to the Fiesta Bowl, where we will face either Miami again or the Volunteers, who won the national championship last season. And the 49ers will meet Tennessee in the Fiesta Bowl. Last year's national champions will take on the 49ers. They average more points than us, but we are the higher overall. However, they are the highest overall team we have faced so far this season. I'm expecting a really good game out of the Volunteers. This team has 4 90-plus wide receivers, one of them being Donovan Murph, with 99 speed. And throwing to them is DeMar Blizzard. He has 50 passing touchdowns this season, 4,600 yards, only 4 interceptions. receptions. And look who they have at running back. Cameron Williams, the player who I really wanted to be our premier back this season. He's had 19 touchdowns and 1,200 yards so far. Just gotten better every single season that he's played. And unfortunately for us, we're going to be missing our starting left guard as well as our starting center. Once again, this is just one of those games where I have not had to play a single time. Tennessee is losing by 20 points right now with only 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And on 4th and 13, his pass is not going to be close to anybody. So Akili Smith will get this drive started at the 17-yard line. Able to just run the ball and chew up the clock as much as possible, but there's a big gain on the ground. 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line. Akili Smith hands it off to Zamir Smith, who falls in, and there's another touchdown for the 49ers, who will move on to the national championship. Tennessee scored one more touchdown in garbage time to make the score look a little bit better than it was, but Charlotte is on fire right now. I have to think that making the change to Duke's playbook has really helped. In the national championship, we will face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They won 2 close games against Texas and then USC. But now they will face us in the national championship. This defense is outstanding. Their top 8 players are all above a 91 on defense. And then they have Bear Bachmeier, number 47 at QB. He was in the Heisman running at one point. Also Cam Williams up to a 91 overall as a junior. I honestly feel like Notre Dame has the best roster compared to us. For some reason, they have 4 87-plus overall quarterbacks and only 3 running backs, none over an 85. But they've got some receivers who can play, a good couple of tight ends, a solid offensive line, and of course, this defense is just loaded at every single position. If we win this game, not only will we be national champions, but I'll also complete the last 3 challenges that I said at the beginning of the episode. But Notre Dame is going to look to spoil that here today. They had a really good season, finished 12-2. We're 16-0 with a chance to finish 17-0. I've never had that record before in this game. Notre Dame got on the board first with the field goal. Now our second drive of the game, Akili Smith is going to keep this one in the air on the RPO in the hands of Barber, the tight end. He'll get a gain of 8. On 2nd down and 1, this wouldn't be a bad time to take a shot here. On the right side, it's one-on-one. Akili Smith Jr. is going to be intercepted. I liked the matchup over there. Their cornerback was just ready for it. Able to get them out of the shadow of their end zone with that throw. That was 8 through the air. From the 17 now. Quick pass. Oh man, he's wide open and we don't have the speed to catch him. He's gone. At the 5, Bear Bachmeier has got it for a 2nd down and 10 here. Faking it to his back. He's got it out left to his tight end for a small gain. 3rd and 8 for Bear Bachmeier. And that's going to be a safety. We sent the blitz and a stunt. And now we're within 8 points. And they're going to have to punt it to us. So here we are in the second half of the national championship. It is a very weird score right now. 2-10 still. Down by 8. We could tie it up here on this drive with the score. RPO out to Barber, not Bachmeier, excuse me. But there's a flag on the play. This is going to be on us. That completely erases the big play. 1st and 20 now at the 42-yard line. Gonna look for Zamir Smith outside, but he's quickly met, not able to do anything. This whole time, I've been so confused as to why Zamir Smith's getting all the carries. I don't see Hawkins on here at all, at any position. Like, anywhere at all down here, nowhere. So, our starting running back is just not here right now. He left the team before this game. They set out the national championship. That's very interesting. I've never had a player sit out for a game. That's kind of crazy. So for a 3rd down and 14, Akili Smith has got to get something here, and we're just going to take a shot to Barber, but that's broken up. Making this a lot harder than it has to be, man. Third and goal. Championship. And swatted on the line. Such a weird score. 5 minutes to go in this game. It's 5-10 after the field goal. And the Fighting Irish are going to start this drive at the 18. Bear Bachmeier. He's going to keep this one. Quick pass over the middle and quickly brought down. 5 wide look here. Going to have to switch out of the blitz, I think. They also changed the play. I'm going to switch it back to what I originally had called. Quick pass is caught. He extends, fumbles it, and we pick it up. Gonna have to review this most likely, but for now it stands as a fumble. There's no review as of right now. Gonna snap this ball as quickly as possible just in case they try to. We've got a huge 3rd down and 2. It's 4 down territory. Notre Dame looks like they want to blitz. So we're gonna call a screen. Cobb gets it, and he's got the speed to keep the 1st down going for us. Now at the 19, we can try and chew up some clock if we want to. If we score, we take the lead. On the ground with Smith, he's brought down immediately. 2nd and 12. 21 yards from the end zone. Jamie French has got this one. He's going to juke out right. That's a 1st down. 55 seconds left in this game. They're not using any timeouts yet. If they blitz, I think Gidron might be wide open. And they don't, but the tight end is open. We get it to him, and he falls down at the 2. With 15 seconds left, we are just 2 yards away. It's 3rd and goal. I'm looking for Jamie French here. I think he's got the best catch in traffic on the team. And he's covered, but Gidron is open, but that's a bad throw. Went to Gidron on back-to-back plays. I think I should have gone to Jamie French Jr. Gonna try to now. He's got it in the end zone. Jamie French Jr. has done it. He hangs on. I should have targeted him the first 2 plays. He has the best catch in traffic on the team. I cannot believe I just lost my voice again. But Jamie French Jr. in the clutch. We take the lead in the last 10 seconds of the game. We got to go for 2 points to make it a 3-point game. Even though there's only 10 seconds left, I'm still going to try. Quick pass to French, and he drops it after the kick return. There is only 5 seconds left in the national championship. Notre Dame has one final shot. They're going to send everyone down there, but they take a shot on the left side, which will be intercepted. No, it was out of bounds, but this game is over. The Charlotte 49ers have won every single game this season, and we have completed all the challenges. What a weird score. 11-10 is your national championship, and I couldn't think of a better score for the 49ers, man, honestly. Player of the game is Jamie French Jr. I couldn't think of a more deserving player, and we'll see if he goes to the NFL draft. I'm going to check out all that stuff. We'll look at stats as well before this video is over. So we scored 2 points in the first half and 9 in the fourth quarter, but the big difference is they scored 0 in the second half. Outside of that one long touchdown, they couldn't do anything. Akili Smith Jr., 23 for 33. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, only 153 yards. And on the ground, we had to rely on Zamir Smith, 12 carries for 54 yards. He averaged 4.5 a carry. Really strange that Ty Hawkins disappeared. Congratulations, you have won the college football national championship. Thank you, thank you. With that victory, this rebuild is officially complete. I do think I would have liked to gone another season and see if we could win another championship back-to-back, but I don't think I have the time for it. I am going to go into the offseason just to see who gets drafted or not. So in the record books, Akili Smith Jr. in the Americans set the season record for touchdowns with 48, and Jordan Gidron set it for receivers with 24 receiving touchdowns. And for career leaders, Akili Smith Jr. does have the most passing yards in Charlotte history with 12,143, as well as the most passing touchdowns with 105. He, of course, also set the single game record for touchdowns with 6 against Memphis. He also set the single season passing yards record with 4,491, and Jordan Gidron had 1,526, as well as 24 touchdowns receiving and 93 receptions in one season. And Kendall Jackson on defense had the most sacks in a season with 16. Obviously, we played 17 games, so our stats look a little bit crazy. It's our best season we've had. And Ty Hawkins is injured. That is what happened. He wasn't on the injury report, but he had a partial PCL tear, not able to play in the national championship. That really was unfortunate. Still able to get it done without him, though. Got to imagine that Giedron gets a dev increase. We won the national championship, but the contender grade is still at a B+, so we're probably going to lose Malik Clark. We would have to replace him. I imagine Jamie French will also be getting drafted. Ethan Barber is a junior. I thought he was a senior. On defense, we had Greg Abraham lead the way with tackles. He had 100, also 7 TFLs for him. And then Kendall Jackson had 20 TFLs and 16 sacks. The next highest was Talibi Kaba. He had 8.5. And Dwayne Galloway had 6 interceptions. Would love it if that would get him drafted. And now we have unlocked Program Builder. Really would be cool to use that, but this is a 5-year rebuild, so I don't really get to use abilities like that. Every single game, except for ours, at least 40 points was scored by one team. Nobody scored more than 11 in ours. I just realized that had to be like top 3 lowest scoring national championships or playoff games ever in the college football history. There was no convincing Jamie French Jr. to come back. He goes in the 3rd round. And Jordan Thomas is our second first-round pick. Remember, he was one of those first players that I was really excited about getting. Galloway did declare he'll go in the 4th round, as well as Malik Clark. He did not transfer. He'll get drafted in the 5th round. And then we had Coy Beasley go in the 5th. Zamir Smith goes round 6. And Talibi Kaba goes in round 7. He had an excellent season. So after winning a national championship, that would give us a 3-star rating. I assume we should have a bunch of 4 stars interested in us, and it looks like we do. If I had more time, I would have loved to go another season, try to recruit some more players one final time, and go after another national championship, but I don't have the time for it today. But if you guys have made it this far into the video and you enjoyed it, please leave a like. I would really appreciate it. And also subscribe. I mean, if you've watched this long, you've obviously found some enjoyment from this, so you might as well subscribe, because I'm gonna be uploading more videos just like this one, and like this one that you're seeing on your screen right about here, right now. You see that Mississippi State one? That's a pretty good video. You should go check it out. But anyways, that's going to do it for me, guys. If you have any thoughts on a team I could rebuild next, let me know down below in a comment. That'd also be really appreciated. It seemed like going with the transfer portal only was pretty overpowered. I thought it was going to be a little bit harder to win, but we got to a 99 overall pretty quick, I think. But that's going to do it for me. Y'all take care. See y'all next time. Peace.